everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and it is day 5 of Scraptember, and today's prompt is fussy cutting. So I have created a 12 by 12 layout using 4 photos. I love doing multi-photo layouts, so I'm trying to do a lot of them at the moment. I take a lot of photos with my children, and I don't like picking in just one to scrapbook, so I have definitely become a multi-photo scrapper. So this prompt, as I said, is fussy cutting. So I haven't fussy cut a whole heap on this page. However, I've fussy cut a decent amount. So I fussy cut the tags out of one of the cut apart sheets in this collection. This is Simple Stories Cozy Days, which coincidentally is my How to Kill a Kit with Style for this quarter. And I am determined to kill this kit, which I think I will for Scraptember, although people might get sick of seeing this collection being used. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. But that's what this one is. And so I fussy cut, I'm going back to fussy cutting. I have fussy cut the tags, which I'm putting onto this page, and then I've gone through from some of the pattern papers and I've fussy cut some ephemera. So I've fussy cut some florals. Now that tends to be a pretty easy thing to fussy cut, and I would say probably a bit of a go-to fussy cutting design or image that people often fussy cut from 12 by 12 pattern paper. But I've also fussy cut out some different kind of icons. So I've cut out some shoes because these photos, not that you can see right now because they're upside down, but the photos that I am scrapping are 4 photos of Lincoln. You might not be able to tell, but he's got shoes on his feet, which are my boots with quite a large heel, and then he's also got my boots on his hands. So he's got one pair of my boots on both his hands and one pair of my boots on both his feet, and they are knee-high boots on me, calf just under my knee. So obviously on him they come right up to his thigh, and he loves them. He goes into my wardrobe and gets them out any chance he can get. He loves to dress up with them, and so he's laughing and having a good time. I don't know what he was doing, but I took a photo because I thought it was funny. And the colour tones in this with my brown and my black boots, and it's on my fake vinyl wooden floors, but the tones just matched really well with these Cozy Days collection. The photos were taken in what month? Let me check. Oh, it was July of last year, so winter. So the vibe, it kind of goes. And I pulled out some, as I said, lots of boots, ephemera to put on the page because he's wearing my boots. And then I also pull out fussy cut some little animal icons and florals, as I said. So I'm bringing fussy cutting into the layout. Now, it's not totally fussy cutting heavy, I acknowledge that, but I think fussy cutting is a really good way to extend your collections. So if there's 12 by 12 papers that you get that you can fussy cut, you can get so much more ephemera for you to use on your pages. And so I personally love fussy cutting, and I do a lot of it. And so we like to include this prompt because I do think it does help to kind of build those supplies, build those stash, and also a good way to use up your 12 by 12 papers, because I think it's impossible to use up all the paper that we have as scrapbookers in our collections. Now, so fussy cutting, as I said, today's prompt, it is Scraptember, so it is our month-long series where we've got 30 different prompts to get you scrapping. Usually we would run this series with Laura Alberts. She's taking a bit of a break from scrapbooking at the moment, so she's sitting out this series for this year, but hopefully she'll be back. She's focusing on other things in her life right now, so good on her. Very excited to see what's on the horizon for her. But it's just Jess and I kind of leading the charge with this series this year, but we have hopefully a lot of creative friends joining us. I am filming these in advance, so I'm not sure exactly how many people will joining us, but we have a playlist. So the good thing is you don't have to check the description box for the full list of people playing along. You can just check the playlist, and all of the videos for Scraptember will be there. Now, I should have edited this part out. I was trying to get my glue to work. I lost my fine tip glue for the my favourite glue, the art glitter glue. I've got the fine tip for it, which comes with a little needle inserty bit, which I've lost. And fun fact, you can't put a regular sewing needle in there because it rusts. So obviously the needle that they use in those fine tip thingies are coated specifically. I don't know, maybe they're stainless steel, I don't know. But regular old sewing needles don't work. So I need to find another solution. So my glue was clogged, so I just used my ATG gun. It was fine, but I do need to wash it in very hot water to try and unclog it and then come up with another solution for, making sure it stays unclogged. I do have other bottles of it, so, it's not the end of the world, and I'll just buy another steel tip or fine tip. But anyway, that was, I digress. I'm also using up one of the chipboard frames that I got in this Cozy Days collection. I do really like these frames, but I'm not going to lie. Some of the themes in the Cozy Days collection are just not going to work for me. So this one, which says, I think it says eat pie. It's certainly got a piece of pie on it. I've said this before in my last video where I used this collection, which I think was day 3. We don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Australia. So pumpkin pie and eating pie, it's just not a thing. It's not a thing here. So that's saying, yeah, sure. I mean, I make pie sometimes, but it's not a thing. So I'm covering that up and just using the frame as a bit of a kind of interest piece, embellishment piece on the page. I am cutting some foam to sort of go around the inside of that frame to pop up, well, not to pop up my photos, but to keep them the same level as the frame so they don't kind of sink in the middle. And as I said, I've got my 4 photos. I was going to pop up the photo that kind of, I guess, is on top because it's the one where Lincoln's got the cutest smile, in my personal opinion. But to be honest, I'm trying not to bulk up my albums too much, and I'm trying to keep everything kind of only one level of popped up. Does that make sense? Is that making sense to people? So because the frame is already kind of bulky, I didn't want to bulk up again on top of that. So I'm just creating my clusters, sticking everything down. I've added my frames. Now I'm not putting ribbon in the holes in my tags, not my frames, my tags. So I know some people are going to be gasping out loud and yelling at me, through the computer. But I didn't do it for a number of reasons. And the main one is there's only one hole that you end up being able to see. Now, admittedly, that hole does look a bit odd. Probably should have covered it up, but I didn't. But otherwise, you can't see the other holes. So I'm okay with not having the ribbon through there. And it would have gotten in the way in my top cluster and my right-hand cluster. The only cluster where it wouldn't have gotten in the way is the bottom one. But it would have been, it was either all or nothing. So they all had to have ribbon in them or none of them have ribbon in them. So I went for nothing. I don't think there's much else I can tell you. So these boots that I'm sticking down now, I have fussy cut, and the florals that are going there I fussy cut. I fussy cut 2 of the animals, so the hedgehog and the squirrel, but I needed a third little critter to add to my cluster that I'm working on right now. So the little raccoon, I think it is, it was a sticker from the 12x12 sticker sheet, but I needed another creature. Now I probably could have fussy cut one, but I'm not going to lie to you, I needed to record this video and I thought I'd fussy cut 3 animals, but I hadn't, so I had to find something on the go, on the fly. Oh yeah, I'm popping up, what am I popping up now? Some florals, I think, yes. So I'm popping up florals on, well, I'm putting foam on half of the floral and then tape on the other because I'm overlapping that floral over my photo on the left-hand side. And then I'm sticking my hedgehog down. And then I think I'm going to work on my top cluster. Yes, I am. And then I am going to come in with a puffy sticker in each of the clusters, as well as the title, of course. You can see the title I'm planning to use, or the stickers I'm planning to use on the left-hand side there. I've got out a few of my phrase stickers that I'm trying to work through, and this is one of them. And while silver might have been an odd choice to not go with gold, I think gold lends itself probably better to the tones in this collection. But you know what? I went with silver because I had a title that worked. So we're doing it. We're going with silver, and it looks fine. There is obviously some grey, like in the raccoon. So there is some grey in this collection, so it definitely works. And I'm embracing it. I'm going for it. So I'm just finishing off this cluster in the top. I've got a pair of boots that I've fussy cut to add into that too. And that little have a cozy day envelope, that was fussy cut as well. And then my florals have all been fussy cut. So I've definitely done fussy cutting. I've ticked my prompt for today. So I'm feeling good about that. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm looking through my puffy stickers. So I am going to add one into each cluster. I add a little acorn up the top with the little chip. I was about to say chipmunk. What is it? Squirrel. Sorry, we don't have them in Australia. So I've never seen one in real life. So I've added a little acorn, and then I'm actually adding another squirrel that's sort of running off the page down in the bottom left cluster. And then it takes me a bit of time to figure out what I want to add in the right-hand cluster. I'm not super happy with what I chose, but I chose a little envelope with a love heart. It works. I don't know. The others weren't really speaking to me, so that's what we went with. Now I'm going to add my title, which is just my buddy. I thought that was cute, so that's what we're adding. My buddy, yep, there we go. Goes on the page, and then I'm going to come in with some splatters, some silver splatters, and then we'll be pretty much all done. Okay, so I have to confess something. It is quite a few hours later than when I just told you about doing the silver splatters. I realised what time it was. I had to rush and pick up Lincoln from kinder, and so I'm just coming back to finish the last minute and a bit on my layout. I really wanted to get this voiceover so I could get it uploaded because I don't have a lot of space on my phone, and it's just very difficult when you've got to film a lot of videos. So as I said, I'm doing my silver splatters. So this is an acrylic paint splatter that I'm using here. I needed to bring in some more silver with using the My Buddy as my title. I just wanted to bring a bit more of that silver onto the page, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. So that's it. We're all done now. My close-ups are coming, but make sure you check out the description box down below. There'll be a link to the playlist so you can see everybody else's videos that are going up this month, as well as to our Facebook group if you want to come and join us. Otherwise, we will see you back here tomorrow for another video. Thanks, guys. Bye.